let me be very clear. Masculine and feminine does not mean men and women. They are poles.
Mm-hmm.
There's the masculine on one side, there's the feminine on the other side. We all have the masculine and the feminine, and we move between those two poles. And some of us show up more in one area and some of us show up more in another area. And men show up generally more in the masculine and women show up generally more in the feminine, but that's only on average. So when women show up, what the workplace, the way we've created the workplace is an immature masculine place because we have quarterly reports, which means you cannot take responsibility for your actions. You can't think long-term. That's not an option. That's not part of the game. So when women show up in this same space, they show up in their immature masculine. Everyone has immature masculine and women can do it too. Men do it more. Women do it as well.
I'm going to read you guys a quote that I think is incredibly relevant and I think you'll appreciate. It goes, "A person who has no remorse, no conscience, no ethics, and no compassion is a sociopath. An economic order which does not have a conscience, ethics, or compassion, and which justifies its amorality by saying that all of our responsibility is only to accrue money is a sociopathic economic system. That sociopathic economic system has become an economic tyranny in the United States of America. And we are now living in a time where huge corporate conglomerates, whether it's oil, fossil fuel, chemical, agricultural, big pharma, health insurance companies, the military industrial complex, our government has now become a system of legalized bribery." Marianne Williamson said that when she announced she was running for president. And I just thought, wow, that covers it. That hits the nail right on the head. I mean, that is what is wrong right now with our government and the corporations who quietly run the government, because we all know most of us know that's what's really going on. Some of us, take that back, some of us know. And talking about the environment at WeWork, and and Ted, I love what you said about the understanding that it's not just a male thing, because you can see it, in many women who come up through corporate America and are reconditioned in this, there's no balance. There's too much masculine, and it's a cutthroat, compassionless energy, and we see it all the time. We see it with what's going on right now in our country and around the world with some of the things going on with COVID, and that's a whole nother podcast though. But I would love to hear.
To be clear, it's not too much masculine. It's immature masculine. It's not about having too much masculine, because usually when a lot of masculine shows up, a lot of feminine shows up in order to balance it. It's when you have the immature masculine that you get into trouble, that you have petulant children, or you have what the Tantra archetype is of the high chair tyrant. I don't know if you can think of a high chair tyrant who might be running a country right now that might be saying things like, maybe he doesn't leave if he is taken out of office, which destroys a democracy.
Yeah, I can think of a few actually.
People think, oh, but people are greedy, and that's just that's the natural nature of people, and so corporate America is the response to people being greedy. And I would argue that that's not true. And the reason we know that's not true, or one way we know that's not true, is that the game Monopoly, the way we all play it, where it lasts forever, is not the game that was created. The game that was created, and is not the game that you buy, by the way. When you buy the game, if you actually read the top of the box and played by those rules, which means you land on free parking, you don't get money, you don't get extra money from time to time from different places, none of that stuff. All that stuff that we added to keep people playing makes it an infinite game, which is beautiful and is what we want.
Right.
The actual game, if you play it correctly, it ends in about 20 minutes. And there are winners and losers, and it's very clear. And the whole point of the game was it was created by some religious group. I can't remember which one. It was created by them to teach their children. I think it might have been the Amish or a group like the Amish,
Yeah.
to teach their children that this kind of, that corporations and monopoly are something you want to stay away from. So they would play it for 20 minutes. They would be angry because some would win, some would lose. They'd be bored and they'd go outside.
Yeah, it was
That was
created,
the point
I think,
of the
to
game.
demonstrate the evils of capitalism. You know, like, look, see how much
Exactly.
fun this is? It's not. You know what I mean? I mean, I walk in and my kids are trying to play it, and I just hear them yelling and fighting. I'm like, why are you? I mean, they should make that game and the Ouija board. They should just take it right off the shelves because they're both trouble. You know?
Well, if you played it correctly, it wouldn't be trouble.
Same with
You'd
Ouija.
be
really,
done
but
in 20 minutes and you'd learn your lesson.
yeah.